What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to share with you 3 returns that I just recently got back in the mail, and I'm going to call this the New York Connection. And not all of these guys played for the Yankees, but they all have ties to New York in one way or another. So we'll talk about that when I profile each one. But the first one is postmarked from New York, New York. And it is former St. Louis Cardinal / Anaheim Angel / New York Yankee pitcher Alan Watson on 2 and 2 1992 tops, which equals 4 of 4. And if you guys recall from one of my previous episodes, a pickup video of mine, I actually picked up that set for relatively cheap. And this is actually an upgrade for my set because that one was signed in black Sharpie. So this one's signed in blue Sharpie, so very happy to get that one upgraded. So let me tell you about Alan Watson and his career in baseball. Standing at 6'3", Alan Watson was a left-handed pitcher that grew up in New York, and he actually attended the New York Institute of Technology as a pitcher. The St. Louis Cardinals made him their first-round pick in the 1991 draft, selecting him 21st overall that year. Watson was assigned to the Cardinals minor league affiliates, and in just 3 seasons, he kept his ERA under 3 at all 3 of those stops and made his major league debut in 1993 for the St. Louis Cardinals. With the Cardinals, he started 16 games, finishing the year with a 6-7 record and a 4.6 ERA. In 1994, he shored himself a spot in the Cardinals' rotation. However, the season was ended with the strike-shortened season where he posted a 6-5 record. In 1995, he again would return to the Cardinals' pitching rotation, where he would post a record of 7-9, finishing out the year in 1995 with the Cardinals. Well, after the 95 season, he would be traded to the San Francisco Giants, which would complete the trade that would bring Royce Clayton to the St. Louis Cardinals. Royce Clayton played for the Cardinals for a couple seasons after Ozzie Smith basically retired, or towards the end of Ozzie Smith's career, I should say. He only spent that 1 year with the Giants, and the Giants turned around, and in 1997, in the offseason between 97 and 96, traded him to the Anaheim Angels for J.T. Snow. So this is how J.T. Snow became a San Francisco Giant. Watson would spend the next 2 seasons in the rotation for the Anaheim Angels. He would post a 12-12 record his first season there and a 6-7 record his second season there. After the 1998 season completed, Watson would sign with the New York Mets, where he would just spend half of the season before the Mets traded him to the Seattle Mariners. He would only spend 1 week with the Mariners organization before they would release him from his contract. Well, he would return to New York just a week later as he signed as a free agent with the New York Yankees in 1999. His time with the Yankees was immaculate his first year there. He went a sparkling 4-0, posted a 2.10 ERA, appearing in 21 relief appearances, marching the New York Yankees past the Atlanta Braves to win the World Series in 1999. He would return in 2000 to the Yankees. However, he would struggle in just 17 games. He posted a ERA over 10. After that season in 2000, the Yankees released him from his contract. After he retired from baseball, he started to work as a high school players. He works at a New York baseball academy somewhere in New York City somewhere, and still works there to this day. So I'm very happy to add a St. Louis Cardinal to my collection that I have never gotten, that I remember watching growing up as a kid, and also upgrading that autograph and that set as I get an inch closer to getting that set signed. So moving on to the next one. All right, so this next one is a connection. It's postmarked from Minneapolis, but the connection is this individual is from New York City. And who am I talking about other than Scott Leius, Scott Lewis, Scott Louis? I'm just not really how sure you pronounce that name. And I have him on 4 of 4, 2 of them being minor league cards, 2 of them being major league cards. So again, I am apologizing about butchering his last name, so I'm just going to refer to him as Scott from here forward. I'm sure somebody down in the comments will say this is how you pronounce it, but I have never known how to pronounce this guy's name. So here we go. Scott Lewis, Scott Louis, Scott Luis. So moving forward. So Scott grew up in Yonkers, New York. He attended high school at Mamaroneck High School in New York, and then Concordia College in Bronxville, New York. The Minnesota Twins drafted him in the 13th round of the 1986 draft out of Bronxville. Luis had to work his way up through the Twins system, starting his first year as a 20-year-old rookie in rookie ball, and eventually in 1990 he would get his call up to the majors, appearing in 14 games for the Twins that year as a September call-up. The following year in 1991, Scott secured a place, appearing in 109 games playing for the Twins, batting .286 and hitting 5 home runs, pretty much playing every day as their third baseman. What he's most known for in his career was in Game 2 of the 1991 World Series, Scott hit a home run off of Tom Glavine to break the tie to eventually help the Twins come to victory, which the Twins would eventually win the World Series. In 1992, the starting position at third base was his, as he appeared in 129 games, batted .249, but just hit 2 home runs. In 1993, he only appeared in 10 games, I'm assuming because of some sort of injury, and in 1994, only appeared in 97, but again, that was a strike-shortened season. Well, he bounced back in 1995, appearing in 117 games for the club. Well, after the 95 season, he signed with the Cleveland Indians as a free agent. He spent 1 year with the Indians and then was a free agent signee of the Boston Red Sox. He did not make the Red Sox in the 1997 season and later signed with the White Sox later in the season. He would finish the year with the White Sox in their AAA affiliate, never appearing in a game in the majors for the White Sox. In that offseason, he would sign with the Kansas City Royals, and he would appear in 71 games in AAA for the Royals, but appeared in 17 for the Royals big club in 1998. In 1999, he would return in a backup role for the Royals, basically primarily filling in at third and first base. Also a little bit of shortstop for the Royals off the bench, and after that season, he hung it up as a player. I want to say that I saw somewhere that he worked post-playing career for the Yankees organization. So again, this is a Yankees tie. He has a tie to the Yankees. I want to say he worked in some sort of player development scouting capacity, if I'm not mistaken, which makes sense because that's home for him. So very happy to add Scott to the collection. I happen to have these 2 minor league sets of him, this 1989 Southern League All-Star set. So very happy to add all 4 to the collection, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so this next one is postmarked from California, and it is a return from Jim Leyritz himself, another New York Yankee legend who was on 2 World Series championship teams for the Yankees back in the 1990s. I actually sent him 4 cards, however he only signed 2 of them, so I'm just going to toss these off to the side. I guess maybe 2's the limit, maybe. Maybe he only signs 2 per, but I did send him 4, but he sent them all back, just only signed 2 of them. So let me tell you about Jim Leyritz. So Jim Leyritz, a Ohio native, played his high school baseball in Ohio, but also played at the University of Kentucky, signed with the Yankees as a minor league free agent. Jim was 26 years old when he finally made his major league debut with the Yankees in 1990, splitting the season between AAA and the majors for the club. 1991 would be a similar season like 1990, where he would split time between AAA and the majors. Well, at 28 in 1992, he became the backup catcher for the Yankees. He would hold this role for basically the rest of the 90s. Well, not true, because he got traded around a little bit, but in his breakout season, he actually hit 14 home runs in 1993 playing part-time. And in the following year, hit 17 in the strike-shortened season in 1994. So Jim would become an integral part of the Yankees' winning teams, helping lead them to the 1996 World Series title. Well, after the 1996 World Series, he would move around quite a bit, but would eventually find New York his home again. He would be traded to the Angels in 1996, going into the 97 season. However, he'd only spent about half the season with Anaheim before they would ship him off to the Rangers. Well, after the 97 season completed, the Rangers would then trade him to the Red Sox. He would not play long with the Red Sox organization before in 1998 they would send him to the San Diego Padres. Well, he would spend half a year or almost a full year with the Padres, and the Padres then on the trading deadline would trade him back to the New York Yankees. So at that point, him and Alan Watson were joined together as teammates on that 1999 club, and Leyritz would again find himself as a World Series champion in 1999. Well, after the 1999 season, Leyritz would again start the year with the Yankees, but they would then trade him to the Los Angeles Dodgers for Jose Vizcaino. He would finish the year with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers would not re-sign him, and at 37 years old, Leyritz would sign with the Padres again, but would just appear in 16 games for the Padres AAA affiliate before hanging up in 2001. Well, after his playing career, Leyritz got into some legal issues. Again, my status is on this channel, I never talk negatively about anyone on my channel, so if you'd like to learn about Mr. Leyritz's legal issues, you're more than welcome to look that up on his Wikipedia page. But he worked on the radio in New York City for many years, being a baseball analyst, both nationally syndicated on ESPN radio and such. After his tenure in New York, apparently he relocated to the West Coast, and that's where he is currently right now. And he's very actively involved in a local church that he goes to. So that is kind of the status update of where Jim Leyritz is today. One of the things I want to point out about Leyritz is I always remember Chris Berman referring to him on Baseball Tonight as Jim Frito Leyritz. I always thought that was, for whatever reason, that always stuck in my head because I always thought that was funny that Chris Berman always called him Frito Leyritz. But very happy to add Mr. Leyritz to the collection. He didn't sign them all, but he signed a couple, which is more than I had. You know, like I said, very happy to add Scott Louis, or Scott Louis, however you say his name, to the collection. Again, don't butcher me too much for mispronouncing his name. Also very happy to add Alan Watson to the collection because, like I said, growing up, I remember watching him pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals. Also, I'm very happy to add that 91 Classic Draft rookie card signed in blue Sharpie to my set. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I look forward to your comments below. Please leave them below. I look forward to reading them. Happy collecting.